Welcome back to Will It Nugget. Today we've got 3 contenders. We've got chicken, we've got pork, and we've got fish. Each contender is gonna have its own delicious and perfectly appropriate sauce. Will they nugget? We'll just have to see. But first off, we gotta do a little bit of the dirty work and we gotta make a batter. Here we go.
1 cup of flour.
1/4 cup of cornstarch.
A ½ teaspoon of paprika. A ½ teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper, and a ½ teaspoon of granulated garlic. And 1 12-ounce bottle of Modelo. That's right, y'all, it's a wet batter.
Any regular lager beer, like a cerveza style or an American lager beer. Or you could do, what is it, club soda?
Club soda.
Club soda works. I guess you should probably whisk the dry first, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And we're gonna do all 12 ounces of this bottle of beer. And you're looking for like a overly wet pancake batter.
Yeah.
There is the batter for all 3 of our contestants. It's going to be the same batter. Quick tip also, this will last in the fridge for 3 days. 3 days. You just have to give it a whisk when you take it back out because the beer is going to sort of settle out. Our first contestant is going to be chicken thighs.
Gotta love a chicken thigh.
But Will It Nugget, we're going to measure out 12 ounces. Give them a rough chop into the food processor.
2 teaspoons of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch.
There we go. Really want to get it down to a paste. And what we'll do is we'll portion this out into 1-ounce portions. So I'm going to weigh out 1-ounce portions while Claire rolls them around in cornstarch and starts to shape them.
And you can use anything. Like if you have a cute cookie cutter, you can squish it in there.
Oh yeah, like little animals.
Yeah, or stars. That'd probably be kind of difficult, but
It'd be worth a shot.
yeah, then you'd have a shooting star.
Now these are going to sit in the freezer for up to 30 minutes. We all know that the nuggets are all about the sauce, right?
Absolutely.
The nugget is basically just a conveyance for the sauce. So each one of these nuggets is going to have its own very special sauce.
Love it.
For the chicken, we're going to do cane sauce. 110 grams of mayonnaise.
Perfect.
25 grams ketchup.
8 grams of Worcestershire sauce. 1 teaspoon of granulated garlic. ½ a teaspoon of coarse ground black pepper. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt powdered.
Quick little dip in the batter. And we're going to cook them in a 350-degree oil until they're golden brown. C'est bon?
Oh, did you hear that crunch?
We got a lot of nuggets to eat. Okay, contestant number 2 is going to be pork loin. Again, we're going to measure out 12 ounces. Now we'll give this a rough chop into the processor. And so that everybody's on a level playing field, we're going to do the same. 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Into the freezer they go.
Into the freezer they go.
The sauce for the pork we thought would be very appropriate to be a sweet and sour sauce, but we're going to take it one step further and make it a pineapple sweet and sour sauce.
Delicious.
1/2 cup white sugar. 1/4 cup of white vinegar. About 1/4 cup of pineapple juice, maybe a little bit extra. 1/4 cup of ketchup. 1 tablespoon of soy sauce.
And while our sauce is coming up to a simmer, we're gonna get our slurry ready. We need 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of cold water.
Got some bubbles on the side.
Right, once those bubbles get active, you can whisk in your slurry.
That sauce has some gloss.
Cool, I mean.
And now into the 350-degree oil to cook until golden brown. Yep, perfect. Light. Pork is good. It's a little tough.
I think we could mitigate that by getting like pork shoulder next time. I think the loin is just too lean.
Maybe so, maybe so. All right, we're still gonna give it to you, pork. You nuggeted. Congratulations, we're proud of you. Contestant number 3 is gonna be tilapia fillets. Tilapia is a pretty decent fish, pretty cheap, and you can find it pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
But will it nugget? Oh,
11 ounces.
11.7.
Oh my God.
We're going to go with 11.7.
Yeah, we are. Keep this other pack pristine.
Okay, rough chop into the processor.
2 teaspoons of salt, half a teaspoon of white pepper, and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. This one is firmer, more firm than the other 2 proteins.
Yeah, it felt like that cutting it too. So into the freezer for about 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And finally, for the fish, we're going to make a quick remoulade sauce. 3/4 of a cup of mayonnaise.
2 tablespoons of Creole mustard.
1 tablespoon of ketchup. 1 tablespoon of prepared horseradish. 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. 1 teaspoon of hot sauce. 1 teaspoon of sweet pickle relish.
Now we need some black pepper to taste.
Just a couple dashes of celery salt. Remoulade. That's beautiful. Quick bath in the batter, and then into a 350-degree oil to cook until golden brown. Juste comme ça. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Good color. Wow.
The fish nuggeted.
Fish, you nuggeted big. If this was a contest, I think the fish might win.
I agree.
I mean, that sauce is doing some pretty heavy lifting, but the nugget is great. The texture is really great.
Mm-hmm.
The flavor is great.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to all our contestants today. Everyone nuggeted. We're so proud of you all.
Thanks for showing up.
Thanks for playing.